Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Offsiders Podcast. I am Luca Mocan here again with Massimo DeFranco
What's up, guys?
and Brendan Lang.
How's everyone today?
So, Massimo, why don't you go into what we are going to be doing today?
Well, the Leafs got eliminated from contention of the Stanley Cup. Not even eliminated from the first round. So we're going to talk about that as we are Leafs fans. We're going to talk about what direction we think this team should take. We all have our own individual opinions. And then we're probably going to jump into some NFL trivia today. New sport. Luca's hosting that one. And we're going to finish off the show by showcasing what we think the bracket will look like through all the rounds as they reseed. So, yeah.
Right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the Leafs lose Game 5, 3-0. My main point, well, not my main point, but the first thing I noticed was when they put Tavares, Matthews, and Marner together, you can't just, I know you hate him, but you can't just expect Nylander to remember how to play center when he hasn't played center in 3 years. You can't expect him to be good at it. You can't, in my opinion.
I'm not saying you expect him to be good at it, but know when to make a proper change so we don't get a too many men penalty. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, you could fault him on that, but you also couldn't because the guy hasn't been a center in that long. In my opinion,
if you're an NHL player, I really don't care.
Okay,
No.
I agree with you, but not on that play. That doesn't count, and that does not matter what position you're playing.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But yeah, in my opinion, it's good you want to get some goals early, but that you have to save that for the third period, dying minutes. You can't do that the entire game because now Columbus just has to shut down one line and done. I mean, I will say that they kicked ass the entire game. They just couldn't score.
Well, that's due to Jonas Korpisalo and just our players not being able to finish. That's really it.
Yeah.
I think it was on Keefe's part. It was just kind of like the chips are all in the middle. This is it. And I think he knows if they don't win that game, this franchise is going to need to go in a little bit of a different direction.
Well, you know what? Regardless if they win, they could have won the Stanley Cup this year. They'd still have to make changes because the cap didn't move.
Of course, they'd have to make changes. That's not what I'm saying, but
I think they make a little less changes.
Yeah, they make a little less. Yeah, for sure.
You've just been eliminated in the first round for the past 4 years.
Well, not this time.
In your first playoff, quote unquote, series.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I get you.
It's just I don't mind the move by Keefe because he's kind of just saying look, this is what we got, this is what we need to do. Everyone's there.
That was the line that was able to save us in Game 4. So he thought, you know what, we got to do that again in 5 because it worked. Yeah. And it's the same thing I think with lower level hockey. It's if you put all of your amazing players on one line, of course the other lines aren't going to do as well. But it's you got to rely on that top line to score, and if the top line's not scoring, you're almost guaranteed to lose.
Sort of like our team.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So that also, if that's what you're saying, that they shouldn't have put him up there, which I do agree with you on the sense that Nylander hasn't played center in however long, and you can't just expect him to play in Game 5 of a do or die series. But if you can't put your top 3 guys on a line and be confident with that, then that says something about your depth too, and it's obviously lacking because Boston can do it.
Yeah, it also says something about your top 3 guys. Is if it's a $30 million line and not one of them can score, I don't care if it's Carey Price in net. If $30 million worth of men cannot score on one guy, then I think that top line needs to change.
Yeah,
whether it's move the players or never put that line together.
One thing that the series did is it opened my eyes. It really showed me how we're not even that deep that I thought we were. I thought we would be fine if we put our top 3 together, but I guess we were definitely not.
Yep.
Well, we're fine for the little spurts when we need it, on a power play or when we pull our goalie in Game 4. It's you can do that in certain situations, but to expect them to do it the entire game,
Yeah.
if the other team prepares for it, and especially a defensive team like Columbus, who pretty much an hour ago took Tampa Bay into 5 overtimes, like they clearly know how to stop amazing hockey players.
Yeah. And honestly, like I think that we have 2 good power play units too, because like that is kind of good depth, but like I didn't expect Keefe to play the nuclear line the entire game.
Well, he didn't. I think halfway through the second and then a little bit in the third, he put Tavares and Nylander back together. But
Yeah,
one thing I did want to touch on with you guys. What do you think about his decision to put Janssen in?
It's just going to bring that up. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
The guy hasn't played against an NHL team since February. I know he hasn't like played, so he has energy to bring, but he didn't do anything. I think Robertson would have been fine.
I agree. I think I don't think Robertson was weak at all in this series. I thought he was actually one of our really good aggressive players. He was going into the corners. He was winning 50-50 battles that a lot of our seasoned players couldn't do. And this guy's our age. Like we're on a podcast and we're talking about a guy who's our age. Like I think
I've read articles. Or sorry, Brendan, go.
I don't like the move either. I'm not a huge fan of Janssen anyways, as it is. I've gotten to like him a little better over the years, but yeah, I mean, just not having played in, I don't know, however long it's been, 4 months.
Way more.
To put a guy, I guess he was hurt before the stoppage. That's right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to put a guy in that situation in a do or die game, even if you think he's better than Robertson, I don't like the move.
It puts a lot of pressure on him too.
Yeah,
it's like
sure.
you better perform.
Yeah. Like I've read articles where this game was actually like an evaluation game. So they put Janssen in to see if this was going to be his last game as a Leaf. And I think everyone on that forward group failed the evaluation. So it kind of shows that changes need to be made.
What an awful time to do an evaluation.
No, like it's not like, okay, this game's going to be an evaluation game. It's just like we need to see what Janssen can bring. This might be our last chance to do it. You know?
That is so unfair to him.
I know. But I think he's played his last game as a Leaf.
Yeah, fine. I don't have any problem with that, but still an unfair.
But like I don't think moving a guy as like he's not integral to the team. It's like if you move Andreas Janssen, don't expect to make it past the first round next year. Like he's not going to make that much of a drastic change, and whoever you can get for him is definitely not going to make that much of a drastic change.
Yeah. Another thing that drove me very insane during this entire series is they very rarely threw it to the point, threw it on net, went for a tip, or dig for the rebound.
It's because they have no powerful shots from the point. Tyson Barrie couldn't keep a puck on a stick to save his life. They were shutting down Morgan Riley.
I mean, Morgan Riley doesn't have a good shot. But...
Well, I mean, I think if you have a power play, I think Columbus's penalty killers are focused more on the cycle than a shot from the point. Usually,
you have to cycle it to the point.
Yeah, and they can do that. They're definitely capable of doing it. They just never shot from the point. They always looked for a pass to Marner or pass across to Matthews. They always force passes. And when you force passes, this team punishes you.
If you want to talk about forcing passes, Mitch Marner forced passes the entire series. That guy was trying to do way too much stick handling and like trying to go through 3 people on a penalty kill when he could have just dumped it in.
Yeah, I think
he was trying to do way too much, and he was trying to be the hero for the team.
Yeah, he tries hard, but it never like conveys as a good message for him.
Like there's trying hard, and then there's just being smart. Like I always thought Marner was like one of the smartest players in the league, but he made a lot of stupid moves this series.
Yeah, well, what we're noticing is playoff hockey and regular season hockey, this team just isn't the same.
And you can be as good of a team as you want in the regular season, but if you can't do it in playoffs, you're as good as Detroit. Like it really doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this team, I just don't know. I just don't think they have. I don't think they have it in. Like they just don't have that. I don't know how to explain it, but
I think I can help you
as their opponents do.
So when the Leafs played the Washington Capitals this year, Ovechkin was asked about the Leafs and their current situation. This is his quote. I think for them, they're still a young group of guys, and I hope they're going to learn. But again, it's up to them how they want to do it. If they want to play for themselves or if they want to win the Stanley Cup, they have to play differently. And then that pretty much summarizes this group right now. They're not mature enough.
Yeah, they're definitely not mature enough, and I think what they need is a guy who's been there before, who's won cups and been integral parts of championship teams to show them what needs to happen, how it needs to play, how you need to play as a cohesive unit to make a deep run in the postseason.
And Sheldon Keefe also said this. He said this series, I think, and it really stuck with me. The skill level of the group has never been a question. It's always been the maturity.
It's never been a question. I mean, the Leafs have a ton of skill. There's no debating that.
When they perform, yeah.
And like I don't want to say I told you so, but it's like I think in playoffs, and I think this series kind of proved that you can have as much skill as you want, Edmonton, but if you don't have the experience, an experienced team who's been through the playoff pressure is gonna beat you. Chicago, like it just shows. It's like in playoffs, it's a completely different beast.
It is 7
games against the same team. They're going to study you, and they were going to do the same plays against you if they keep working. And if you can't adjust, you're going to lose. And Toronto got shut out to bookend the series.
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen? I thought you adjusted to Korpisalo. I thought you adjusted to Columbus by Game 5.
I mean, it's not. I mean, you have to realize also. I mean, it's not just Toronto adjusting. Columbus is making adjustments back too.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like you were saying. It's playoff. Like the Leafs and Tampa Bay last year are obviously highly skilled teams. Tampa Bay probably more skilled than Toronto last year's team. And Columbus beats both of them. That's a team there who obviously doesn't have as much skill as the other team. But they know how to play together, they know how to play hard, and they know what it takes to win big games.
Yeah, they have a system and every player buys into it.
That's right.
They have a system and they have a plan. And another interesting quote from this series, I think it was after Game 3, the tragic choke. It was Sheldon Keefe saying we didn't really go in with a plan this game.
Yeah.
How do you not go in to an NHL playoff, quote unquote, playoff game without a plan? And it's like that to me is just like, that's completely ridiculous. How are you not going to Columbus, who has shut you out one of 2 games or one of these 3 games, and then come back against you, and you didn't go in with a plan?
Well, I think he said they went in with a plan. They just didn't stick to it. They didn't play with a plan.
No, he said they didn't have a plan this game.
Yeah, that was not a good game, Game 3.
No, I've heard just from fans that I've talked to and like these other popular sports accounts, a lot of people are talking about, was this Sheldon Keefe's last game coaching?
There's no way.
You don't think so?
No way in hell. Definitely not.
So, okay, I want to agree with you guys because I think he has a good relationship with the players. But obviously he showed in the regular season, like Toronto, I think I saw the stat. Toronto went from the number 2 offense in the league to the number 1 offense when Keefe came in. And they were great in the regular season. But, at the end of the day, sure, he won in the AHL, but, it's the AHL. He has no real NHL experience.
Is true, but how's he supposed to get NHL experience if he just keeps getting fired? If Babcock...
why is he getting fired?
Pardon?
Why is he getting fired then?
I don't know.
He's a good coach. He shouldn't be getting fired.
Well, I mean, if Babcock didn't get... Sorry, Brendan, go.
No, that's just what I was saying. I don't know, Luca. You're the one who's saying he's going to be fired.
Yeah.
We're not.
If Babcock didn't get fired after he played Matthews, 13 minutes in that final game, I don't think Sheldon Keefe gets fired after this game. There's no way.
Also, I mean, Babcock was getting paid more money, too.
But... Yeah. But no. And I think there are people calling for Dubas' head, and I don't agree with that either. I don't
agree with that. Not at all.
You got to give this team time. The thing is with this fan base is we're so tired of losing. We want answers now. Like we want now. Like they're not willing to make our wait for our players to mature or develop. They want now. Like that's why people are saying trade Marner, trade Nylander. Like no.
Because we have the potential, like you keep saying, Massimo, we have amazing potential on this team, but we're not living up to it. So it should be now. With the amount of potential we have, we shouldn't need to be asking.
Yeah.
The Leafs should be delivering.
I mean, the Leafs, it's so clear what they need to win, and it just doesn't seem to be coming their way.
Okay, so going into next season, you're the GM.
Actually, wait. Can I say something first? Do either of you think Frederik Andersen is at fault for either Game 5 or the series or whatever, or for any of the games? Because, there's that stat going around, he's lost the last 8 of his playoff clinching games or series clinching games. Do you guys think Frederik Andersen is the problem?
I do not think he's at fault, but I do think his time here is almost up.
I don't see why. I think he's one of the things we don't need to fix.
So you're the GM. You're going into next season. Are you trading one of our big 4?
Yep.
I mean, it depends what the return is, but
are you shopping them? Like, are you looking for that move?
Hell yes. I'm sure as hell not trading Matthews because he's the face of the team and he had no problem producing in this series. And I'm sure as hell not trading Tavares because, well, 1, he has a no trade clause, and 2, it was a big story for him coming to Toronto. 3, he's the captain. I'm not trading John Tavares. I'm not trading Austin Matthews. Nylander and Marner need to go on the market.
Okay. That's fair. Brendan, go.
I don't think Tavares or Matthews can be moved, nor should they be moved. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Mitcher, Marner and Nylander, I think for sure should be on the trade block.
Okay,
if we can get something like a defenseman, I don't know. It needs to change. You can't just keep running these same guys out there every year and expect a different result.
Yeah, that's why. You can't you can't bring this team back and expect better results. You just can't.
No, you can't.
So I did a little GM thing. I did one where I didn't blow it up, which means didn't trade the top 4, and I did blow it up. And considering you boys both want to trade one of our top 4 and you're open to that idea, I'm going to share with you what I did. So for trading one of our top 4, I don't know if Dallas would accept this, but I did Nylander for Klingberg 1-for-1.
Oh my God, of course they wouldn't.
Well, they need scoring depth, and they need a scoring star, and
William Nylander is that?
They have defense to spare. He's a good point producer. He could definitely score for them. Maybe add in a pick for Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a lot of young defensemen coming in. So
I don't think it's too far off.
That might be tough. You might have to.
I think Klingberg is way too important to that team.
If the Leafs can get Klingberg, bring him, please.
But, that'd be great.
But
that'd be awesome.
Then I did.
Yeah, okay.
I'd say Marner for Klingberg is a little more realistic. If you're going to go for scoring depth and offensive production.
Yeah, I think so. Then I did Dermott for Ritchie because Boston's most pressing need is a puck-moving defenseman, and Toronto needs some grit. So I thought that worked both sides.
I actually kind of like that.
I wouldn't mind that.
And then I did Andreas Johnsson and Jeremy Bracco and a pick. I think a second will do it for Colin Miller from the Buffalo Sabres, right shot defenseman.
Yeah.
Buffalo needs some young forwards. They're in a rebuild. And then
have to move too far.
Yeah. Then I did Dennis Malgin, who apparently is still a Leaf. Our young prospect, Semyon Duragin-Chintsev, and a pick for Ilya Lyubushkin. He is a young right shot defenseman for Arizona.
That entire move is just who? I don't even know.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's just a right shot defenseman, something we need. But yeah, I think Colin Miller and Nick Ritchie, that's pretty ideal.
And give me John Klingberg. Okay, I like.
Yeah, I think Klingberg's a bit of a reach. Klingberg's a bit of a reach, but yeah, Colin Miller, right shot defenseman, 3.875. Nick Ritchie, 1.4 million. He'll be playing on your 4th line for that money, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah, Nick Ritchie. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Nick Ritchie.
I also think Robertson.
Sorry.
Pardon?
Were you trading for Nick Ritchie?
Dermott.
Yeah, okay.
Because he's expiring, and I don't think he's proven his worth on this team.
I wouldn't mind Miro Heiskanen instead of John Klingberg.
I went for Klingberg over Heiskanen because Heiskanen's younger and has more potential.
So then why would you want him on a young team?
Well, no, because they won't.
No, because they won't let him go.
Trade him.
That's why
yeah.
I said, yeah. Or like you could look at Jamie Oleksiak or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Jamie Oleksiak's been actually pretty good.
But I think this team, they have pieces to win a cup, but they need to add something. I think you need some grit. You need defensemen. You need to look at your defense and you need to be like, how many of you are bona fide defensemen in this league? And right now it's 2. It's Riley and Muzzin. Because Barry and CC aren't even on the Leafs anymore, pretty much.
Yeah,
and
I think Barry just completely underperformed this entire year. Like I don't even think we give him another chance.
Yeah, I mean, he won't be back.
Well, I don't think you should, but I think if you do, he'll probably perform better because he spent more time here. And that's stupid. It's a stupid reason, but coming from the Western Conference into the East, it's hard to settle.
It's stupid, but you can't take that kind of gamble.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, you need defensemen you can lean on. I think your bottom pair is going to be Rasmus Sandin and Timothy Liljegren, so you're going to need defensemen ahead of that. Well, it's not bad because you have Sandin, but Liljegren hasn't proven himself as an NHL defenseman yet.
See, if we could, I mean, obviously I'm going to list off dream defensemen in the league, but it's like if we could get like a Roman Josi, Alex Pietrangelo, Marchi Organo,
so
Dougie
in order
Hamilton.
for you to do that, you got to move either Marner's contract or Nylander's contract. Preferably Marner's is more expensive. But would you do that? Would you move his contract to make room for Pietrangelo?
I would move them.
Okay.
Like I would not be surprised in the slightest if Marner and or Nylander are not on the Leafs next season.
You think both?
I think you got to remember this is Kyle Dubas. Like, I think we're being a bit adventurous considering that one of them would be gone. I think they both stay.
I think they both stay as well.
Which I think they both stay, but if they both stay, you're not going to make a significant enough change.
I don't agree with them both staying, but I don't think that they will be dealt.
Well, then Leafs fans are in for an awesome next couple of years.
Yeah,
I think if there isn't something made in this offseason that makes the Leafs a significantly, I can't say necessarily better, but makes them gets them the pieces that they need, then I don't know if you can defend Kyle Dubas' job.
No. So basically, if next season we get a repeat of a round 1 elimination, then Dubas is in the hot seat. Dubas is in the hot seat for sure.
If the Leafs keep the same team and get eliminated in the first round next playoffs, you gotta clean the house. You gotta clean everything.
Well, I mean, if you want to get technical, they're not keeping the same team because CC's walking.
Okay. CC's such a massive blow to our team, eh?
No, but he's a huge improvement. Another avenue Leaf fans are exploring is trading Freddie because when his contract is up, you won't re-sign him because he's on the wrong side of 30 and he'll be asking for way more than his contract is right now.
For sure.
I totally disagree with that move.
So what I've seen is Frederik Andersen for Matt Murray. And I think it does make sense, but I think that's not all. I think there's going to be a package involved if that happens.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind that. But they wouldn't trade that 1-for-1.
I wouldn't mind that, but I also I don't know. I think Anderson is just the reason that these series even go as long as they do.
Well, I love Freddie, but he did have a bad season this season. And we need him to, when you have defense like we do, we need him to be better than that.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be we need a better goalie because our defense is so ass.
No, but
that shouldn't be how it is. It's like having an amazing goalie is not going to stop the issue that if you don't get good defense, they're going to pepper him with shots, and a couple of them are going to go in anyway. It doesn't matter who you have in that net. If you send Martin Brodeur to the fountain of youth, it doesn't matter. If this player, I don't care who it is, that is not Frederik Andersen, is not going to be used to getting 30-plus shots every single game. 30 is lowballing. 30-plus shots every single game. like it. I don't know. I don't think a
So,
goalie.
Brendan, would you re-sign him?
No.
Okay.
I
So we
wouldn't.
agree.
I wouldn't re-sign him because of the points that you made exactly. He's getting older for one, and he's going to be asking a lot. He's going to be asking for years too, and that's just one thing. Goalies, I mean, it's difficult to play as you get older.
Like, what does
especially.
what does
And
Bobrovsky make? 10?
10, yeah.
He'll be asking for at least 8 or 9 for like 6 years.
I mean, I can't. There's no way that you can give him that because it's proven that it doesn't work.
You also mathematically can't give him that. Like, it's impossible.
With the players we have on the team, which is why.
Yeah, I think signing our players to those lucrative contracts were a bit of a reach. Like, if I could like look at these top 4 and like get an ideal number, I would have Matthews at like 10.5. I would have Marner at 9.5. Nylander somewhere around 6.5. And Tavares is fine at 11, but maybe 10. But there you go. You save like $5 million from that, but it's just not how it works.
That's not how it shook out. So
yeah, I think that it's unreasonable to expect that Nylander and Marner, or one of them, is gone. I think you can expect Janssen or Kapanen or Kerfoot even.
I hate Kerfoot. He can go.
yeah.
I'm not saying I expect it. I wouldn't be surprised, and I hope that a significant change is made. And if a significant change happens to be one of those 2 players, then, well, like, okay.
It'll suck.
I don't see how you keep our top 4. And I'm going to include Frederick Anderson and say those 5. I don't see how you keep those 5 together and make it past the first round. I don't think there's enough wiggle room with the other players that we have to get contracts and clear up cap space with like these other players that are supposed to be our depth. I don't think there's any way you do that and make it past the first round with those 5 players.
I see a way, but it's not going to happen. It's just your young talent develops into superstars. Like, they signed Barabanov. They don't know what they have in him. Imagine Robertson turns into a beast. Justin Hull decides to actually play defense. Like, it could happen. It's just not going to happen.
Pay him.
He's on an ELC. So you have 3 years with him.
Okay, so he's going to turn into a beast in 3 years. The same 3 years that our top 4 players are turning into superstars.
You make a good point. No, but yeah, like, their cap struck, something's going to happen for sure. So I did that one where I did blow it up. And then there's one where I didn't. And I think the only thing I did in that one is I traded Janssen and someone else. I think it was Dermott or something. I made a package with Janssen, and I went to Anaheim and I said, we'll take Josh Manson from you. Because another right shot defenseman, $4.1 million until 2022. Anaheim needs some forwards.
I don't think a right-handed defenseman is going to solve all of our problems.
No, it won't, but that's what you're probably going to get for Janssen and like Dermott and like a pick. You're not going to get much.
That's not enough to get the Leafs to where they need to be.
It isn't. You're complete. I agree with you. It's not. But just what he's saying, if you go the route of not blowing it up and only make minor deals, then that's pretty much what you're going to get back.
Yeah. So that's what I think we're going to expect, because I don't see Dubas trading any of the top 4 yet. I think maybe next season he'll venture it, but I don't think he wants to explore that route yet.
Okay, so if we are not even a GM and we are able to come up with these very simple solutions, or what seem very simple, and we see the glaring issues, like, do you think Kyle Dubas is the problem?
I don't think he's the problem.
I don't think he's the problem, but he's part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of problems. So
yeah,
but he contributes to the problem for sure.
See, I also think though, like, I know I'm kind of stepping on what I just said. It's like, you can blame management and coaching as much as you want, but you're putting guys out on the ice who are clearly skilled enough, and it's just not working.
I do agree with you. It's just that when you see that it hasn't worked for as long as it has, I think there comes a point where you know that something needs to be different.
Yeah. I think Shanahan's going to step in a bit because
God, I
he
hope.
hasn't done anything so far. I think he'll take a bigger role. And one thing I'm surprised about is, yes, I know you had to take a player back in that Ottawa deal, but you didn't have to play him with Morgan Riley. He could have been your seventh defenseman.
Who?
Cody Ceci, how is he playing with Morgan Riley? How is
How
he
did
on
Martin
the
Marincin come up and not Rasmus Sandin? There are so many questions that I wonder with these higher ups in the Leafs organization, and it's like everybody knows the answer, but they don't.
I think they know the answer. I just don't think they want to say it.
Why? Like, why is it so hard for them to just do what everybody expects them to do?
I don't know. I think they have to deal with much more than we do. They have to deal with like little things like player morale, like what happens if I trade this guy, contracts.
Player morale.
Well, no, I don't.
Game in 5. I don't give a crap about
Yeah, I
player
don't think they care
morale.
about that. Yeah, but that's like I was just trying to find something to deal with that we don't.
I do agree with you, Massimo. There obviously more goes into it than what we're saying here.
Yeah.
But it's like there are so many simple things. It's like even last year when we lost to Boston, we're like, okay, right-handed defenseman. Like, and then they just completely bully us the entire series. Columbus completely bullies us the entire series with their dump and chase strategy and their trap defense.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think one thing that needs to happen next season, you got to bring back Jason Spezza.
Is what?
You got to bring back Jason Spezza.
I agree, but it's not top priority.
It's not top priority, no. Top priority is getting a freaking defenseman who can defend. And I don't even think you stop at one. I think you get a big guy, and then you get guy who can defend, like a Radko Gudas or a Zach Bogosian.
Dustin Bufflin.
If he comes back, yeah, but I think you're going to have to pay him, because I don't think he has a contract.
Yeah, but I also think when you play in the NHL for that long, eventually you're going to miss it. And he's American, right? Is he?
I think he's Canadian. No, actually, no, I think he's American. Yeah, right.
Pretty American.
But he's a gritty guy. He's a shot from the point. I think he's right-handed. I could be wrong.
It's like American. He is a right-handed shot.
If there was a way to get him, if it's for $4 or $5 million a year, and we have to clear up some cap space by getting rid of Alex Kerfoot or these other stragglers, what's his Frederick Gauthier. It's like if those are the kind of guys you have to get rid of to make room for a bigger piece of the puzzle here. I really don't think it's a question.
Gauthier's not on the NHL roster next year. There's no way.
Fucking God,
That's
if
what
that happens.
this year.
I didn't think he was going to play a single game in playoffs, and they play him over Pierre Engvall, realized they messed up a game 1, and he never plays another game.
Engvall looks so good, man.
Great.
Okay, yeah, I think that's enough of that.
Yeah.
We're just going to
talk about this for another half hour.
Yeah, we really could.
Okay. Are you two ready for some National Football League trivia?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I didn't make these completely impossible, but they're not easy either.
You couldn't with my lead in the NBA, just making them easy as possible.
Brendan, if you don't hear an answer from me, it's not because my mic cut out. It's because I don't have one.
Okay. I have 7 here, so if you guys don't get one, I have 2 spares.
Maybe more than 2. Anyways, I'll see. I'll see what these questions are like.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Yeah.
So, I'm going to read out a player description. You can yell it out while I'm saying it.
Okay.
All right. This player is a quarterback for the New England Patriots. Recently went to the Super Bowl with the Carolina Panthers and was traded this offseason. There you go.
Damn it, I was thinking Tom Brady, but nope, he's not there anymore.
I knew that question was to bait you.
Yeah, he's not there anymore. I know that. Don't remember where he signed, though.
Think of his name, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers brought back his boy, Robert Gronkowski.
Yeah, it comes out of retirement.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right. This player is on the New York Giants and is one of the shiftiest players in the league, known for his skills at the running back position. What, Brendan?
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley. Correct.
I'm gonna need to study for next episode.
Stay in school, kid. Stay in school. Okay. This one is a little bit tougher.
Okay.
This player was a cornerback for the Baltimore Ravens, among many other teams, and stopped playing in 2005, playing in both the NFL and MLB at the same time.
Deion Sanders.
Yes.
Damn it. Who was the guy who played multiple sports?
Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson.
Yeah,
Bo Jackson. That's what I was thinking.
Bo Jackson was a running back, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We're going to do best of 7 because I have 7 here. So
Okay.
Brendan's already got 3. Okay. This player, known for his college success with LSU
Damn it.
University at the quarterback position, was just drafted first overall by the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, Cincinnati Bengals. Oh.
Johnny Manziel, so.
Definitely not Johnny Manziel.
Just drafted this year.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
His first and last name rhyme.
I can see. I'm picturing his face right now.
Yeah. Smoking a cigar.
His first name's Joe.
He's
right.
Oh my gosh. Joe Burrow.
Yep, that's it. Massimo, why did you give him?
Yeah, you gave me that.
I just said Joe. I don't know. I was just thinking Joe like the most common name.
Joe, like you just said.
Well, for some reason, Joe NHL is coming to my head because that's like your default player name.
Okay. This player, widely regarded for his speed on the field, is coming off a Super Bowl win with the Kansas City Chiefs at the wide receiver position, given the nickname Cheetah.
Austin Mahomes.
No.
Idiot.
That was no.
Patrick Mahomes.
He's a wide receiver. He's a wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
Mike Evans.
Nope, that's Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh. Wide receiver on Kansas City.
Massimo, you can guess again.
Known for
Yeah,
his
I know.
speed.
Number 10, short.
No, he's not on Kansas City.
I want to say it starts with a J again.
You're wrong.
Oh yeah.
If I give you his last name, pretty much gives it away. But okay, last name Hill.
Oh, Tyreek.
There you go.
Okay, so Brennan wins.
Oh, he won a long time ago.
Yeah.
For some reason I didn't think Tyreek Hill was a wide receiver.
I wish I studied. I would actually compete.
I don't know why I didn't think he was a wide receiver. Anyways.
This player on the NFL 2010s All-Decade team is a 6-time Pro Bowler, an NFL sack leader in 2018, and was Defensive Player of the Year in 2017 and 2018.
Massimo, not even on defense.
At the defensive tackle position for the LA Rams.
Aaron Donald.
Yeah, my boy.
I don't know. I just thought Gronk was huge.
Yeah, he's a tight end.
Is this over yet?
Yeah.
We'll go back to NHL so maybe you look like a fool.
We'll call it. Brendan 6-0'd you.
Can we just do the last one? I just want to see if I can get this.
Okay. This player on the New Orleans Saints did not win Offensive Player of the Year this year. Okay, no, I'm not going to read that one. Okay, this quarterback formerly played for the Denver Broncos and had a brother in the league playing at the same time.
Peyton Manning.
There you go. Peyton Manning.
I actually got that one. Let's go.
Brendan got it before you.
I don't care. I got the name right. You're going to take this away from me.
You're right. Good job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a small victory, but I'll take it.
I knew a little bit more than I thought, but
The only victory I'll get.
I mean, those are pretty easy ones.
That was easy? Oh, God.
those were easy.
Yeah, they were pretty easy.
You couldn't have thrown some Johnny Manziel, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning.
Tell me how I'm supposed to tell you Johnny Manziel.
How would you figure that out, Massimo?
Tell me, Massimo.
What was his university state? I don't remember.
University State?
Or his university, whatever, fuck off.
So why would me
me
giving you the school he goes to help you if you don't even know it?
Because I remember he was good in the school and he's flopped in NFL.
He was very
And
good.
CFL.
Where did he go? Texas A&M?
Yes,
Something
there
like
you go.
Is that where he went?
Yes, that's where he went.
I'll check. Hang on.
Their arena's like Azuland or something.
Johnny Manziel.
Give me his victory.
But yeah, he played for Texas A&M.
Let's go. Brendan
said it. Why are you celebrating?
Because I said I acknowledged it. It was right. You got the number 1 seed Vegas Golden Knights against the number 8 seed Chicago Blackhawks. What do you boys have? And how many games?
Oh, we have to say how many games too? Okay.
I got Chicago in 6.
I have
Really?
7.
I got Vegas in 6.
I think after Edmonton, I really don't see a limit for Chicago. I mean, obviously there is a limit, but I don't know. I think they really came out and surprised some people, showing that they still have it in the playoffs. And I think Vegas, yes, they are a very good playoff team as we've seen. But for me, I don't know. I think Chicago's going to catch them off guard.
Yeah, Chicago does look good. They got Kirby Dach, Dominic Kubalik. They got Duncan Keefe playing like a 25-year-old right now.
You're kind of forgetting about Patrick Kane and Jonathan Tate.
Yeah, I know. They're there too. They're a factor. I don't have to say their name. But Vegas was by far the best team in the West so far, and I can't ignore that. That's why I give it to 6, because it's going to be a close series.
Mm-hmm.
Brennan?
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think just Chicago with the experience they have, shutting down the great offense in Edmonton. I like what they're doing. I think it'll be a close series for sure. I think it's going to go back and forth a lot. And then going into that game 7, I got Chicago with the experience. Even though, Vegas has gone to the Stanley Cup Finals, so I can't say that they don't have experience, but Chicago's done it so many times and they know what it takes to win. So I'm gonna give them a 7.
I also think Vegas has way better goalies than Chicago.
They definitely do, 100%.
Yeah.
Robin Leonard and Corey Crawford aren't something to laugh at.
Corey Crawford hasn't.
Robert Leonard is not on Chicago, buddy.
I thought he was.
Robin Leonard is on Vegas.
Oh, well, Robin Leonard's not something to laugh at.
He was a Leaf for a minute.
That's right.
That's a weird trade.
So I was again, technically.
Not really.
Yeah. Vegas' goalies is Robin Leonard and Marc-Andre Fleury. Chicago's is Corey Crawford and Malcolm Subban.
It's not bad.
It's not Marc-Andre Fleury.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's decent. I can definitely see why you guys pick Chicago.
All right, next series.
2nd seed Colorado Avalanche, 7th seed Arizona Coyotes. I have Colorado in 5.
I have Colorado in 6, but I should have put 5.
I have Colorado in 6.
I think giving them 6 is definitely fair because they do have Darcy Kemper playing out of his mind right now, and their offense is actually coming together very nicely. But
yeah,
Colorado, Jesus Christ, Nazem Kadri leads them in scoring. That feels good.
Yes, sir. I got him in a fantasy league.
Yeah. I think Colorado is the more complete team. I think they definitely have the defensive edge. I would probably give the offensive edge to Arizona, but it's close. And I'd give the goaltending edge probably. You know what? It's tough because it's a tandem against Kemper. And I'd probably give it to the tandem just in case something happens. Because if they have to go to NT Ranta, series is over.
See, like the craziest thing for me about Colorado is like their team is so complete and their team is still young.
Oh
yeah,
like they're going to be a force in this league for a very, very long time. And if Nathan McKinnon is going to continue to take a pay cut while they're playoff contenders, they're not going to have to move that many guys.
Oh, bro, they're just and they're going to be stacked everywhere though. That's the thing. Like their forwards right now are the ones who are like in their maybe not even in their primes yet. It's kind of scary to think about, but
that's oh my god, that's terrifying to think about.
But entering their primes at least. And then you have the defensemen like Bowen Byram and Cale Makar.
Also, Connor Timmins in the system.
Timmins, that's right. I mean, everywhere they're just going to be stacked.
They also have a young prospect in the form of Alex Newhook.
Mm-hmm.
He's a centerman.
Yep.
You guys don't know that, but I do.
I don't think they even need prospects, Massimo. That's the scary thing. Is
exactly that's a stat there. They are built for the future.
All right, let's move to the next series because
third seed Dallas Stars against the 6th seed Calgary Flames.
I got Dallas in 5.
I got Calgary in 6.
I have Calgary in 7.
I guess Dallas got a reverse sweep for me.
Well, Dallas already lost one game tonight, and I made this before the games were played. But I don't know why they started Anton Khudobin over Ben Bishop.
Yeah, that's a big question mark
there. Yeah,
they lost 3-2. But Calgary, man, like I gave the edge to Winnipeg in play-ins. Calgary proved me wrong. They're putting together something great there.
Yep.
They proved you wrong playing against the wounded Gazelle. Like they barely proved you wrong.
That's true, but I don't think Dallas has enough offense to beat Calgary, especially with David Riddick playing pretty good right now.
The way Dubas playing on offense too.
Dylan Dubé, yeah.
I mean, I love how he's fast. He plays physical.
Yeah, I mean, like Calgary is, I think, what the Leafs aspire to be, and like they're young, but they have those gritty players who aren't afraid to go into the boards and battle and be like big threats physically too.
See, I'd say that's more Tampa, but yeah, I get you.
Each two scoring some points.
Mm-hmm. All right,
so let's move on to the 4th seed St. Louis Blues against the 5th seed Vancouver Canucks. This is going to be a close series in my opinion. I got Vancouver in 7.
I got St. Louis in 6.
I have St. Louis in 7.
I don't know. I can't ignore this is the one series I'm okay with being wrong on because I'm pretty sure St. Louis will take it. But I want to go with Vancouver because of Markstrom and their offensive depth and Quinn Hughes. But
okay, fair enough.
Also, St. Louis did play pretty bad and they got 4th seed.
Yeah, but you're playing against the best teams, which you won't have to play for at least one round. But
yeah, I think St. Louis will definitely turn it on.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the West.
Yep.
Let's go on to the East. 1st seed Philadelphia Flyers against the 8th seed Montreal Canadiens. I have the Flyers in 6.
Me as well. Flyers in 6.
I have Flyers in 5.
So we agree Carey Price will steal at least one game.
Yeah, because that's exactly what he did against Pittsburgh. I just think Philly's not going to take their crap, and they're going to come in knowing that they can't take Montreal lightly.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the times these like a team like Montreal who's like just barely got in, and then they played a great series there to win against a great playoff team like Pittsburgh. I think that's kind of like that was like their coming out party, but I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna be able to get past that. Like that's like that one series where you're like, wow, Montreal's good, looking good, and then kind of gonna fall off here against the 1 seed.
Also, in my opinion, Philadelphia is the best team right now. They look outstanding.
They did look good.
Opinion.
Plus, especially with their depth scoring from Nicolas Aube-Kubel, pretty good. You're moving into the 2nd seed Tampa Bay Lightning against the 7th seed Columbus Blue Jackets. I got Tampa in 7.
I had Columbus in 6.
I have Tampa in 7 as well.
See, I have Tampa in 7 for 2 reasons. 1, I think they're still pissed and they want the revenge of Columbus. 2, I think that Columbus has played now like 6 games in 9 days. I think the fatigue will catch up to them and Tampa will probably take over. But they'll still keep it close because it's Columbus.
See, but without Stamkos, I think obviously they're not going to struggle. They still have players who can score. But without Stamkos, I think Tampa's going to have a little bit harder of a time.
I'd argue they don't even need Stamkos, man.
Well,
okay.
I don't know when Stamkos is going to be back. I'm not sure about his timetable on his injury, but if he was out and Hedman was definitely out, then I could see Columbus. But now that
Hedman's back,
I also made my bracket when Hedman was out.
Yeah.
But
I did too.
I'd still say Columbus takes this because I don't know. I think it'll be really close. I think this will be one of the closest things of first round.
Yeah. It's going to be close because Tampa is it's a lot like the Leafs Columbus series, but Tampa's way better and they have actual defense. Tampa's just going to smother them with offense, and Columbus is going to block shots and keep them to the outside, but Tampa will find a way through. That's why it'll be close because Korpisalo right now is playing out of his mind, and you also got on the other side you have Vasilevsky, another Vezina caliber goalie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's move into the 3rd seed Washington Capitals against the 6th seed New York Islanders. I have the Islanders in 7.
I got Caps in 6.
I have Capitals in 6 as well.
I chose the Islanders because I like a Barry Trotz coach team. I like the system he plays. I also think that the Caps are not looking good right now, and I don't think you can just turn it on just like that.
You really don't think so?
I don't think so. No.
I think they probably can, and I know the seeding games like technically had meaning, but I feel like a lot of the top teams like
they didn't really care as much.
Okay.
Yeah, I could tell that for sure, but
it doesn't matter which team we play. Like we know we're better than anyone we're gonna play.
Yeah, that's why they're the top 4.
Yeah.
Well, that and like you're gonna tell your top guys don't play like it's the last game in your career. Kind of take it easy. It's like if we lose, okay, we lose. We're still in play. They weren't playing do or die games, and they weren't playing with the amount of urgency. Whereas these teams like Vegas and Philly, who kind of had something to prove, kind of went into the play-in rounds with a chip on their shoulder, going, "Hey, we're still here."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another reason I give the edge to the Islanders because they were able to beat a team already that they played for their series. They played in elimination games. Well, not elimination games, but they played for contention.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess. I mean,
yep.
I think, yeah,
Anyways.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Next up, Boston, Carolina.
4th seed versus 5th seed. I'm gonna go Carolina in 5.
I have Boston in 6.
Yeah, Boston in 6 as well.
Another just the same as last season. I think Carolina's been playing way too good, and Boston has not. Boston has looked awful so far, but yeah, it could be that they just weren't trying.
Yeah.
But Boston. If they were like that, they can't just turn it on like that.
Well, that, and I don't know how much like movement as a team Carolina has made since last year, but Boston swept them last year. So
in the Eastern Conference Final, yeah, and I think Carolina wants the revenge.
You can want revenge as much as you want, but if Boston knows how to stop you, they know how to stop you.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't matter if you want
revenge. Dougie Hamilton's back, so that's a factor.
He was there last year. They swept them.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's a factor. Right. I'm still going to go with Boston. I still think, even though you can say they didn't play well in the play-ins, which is true, but yeah, I still think they got more skill, more experience.
I just like Carolina this year.
Oh, I do too. But
okay. Exactly. So now that our brackets are all different, let's go to the 2nd round of the West. I have Vegas, Calgary. I'm going to go Vegas. Not going to say how many games. Doesn't really matter.
2nd round for me, the first pairing is Colorado, Chicago. I got Colorado.
Yeah, first round, Colorado, Chicago. I got Colorado as well.
Oh, so you got the same. Okay, and at the bottom, I got Colorado, Vancouver. I got Colorado.
I got Dallas, St. Louis. I took St. Louis.
I have Calgary, St. Louis, and I took St. Louis.
Okay. At the top of the 2nd round for the East, I have Flyers, Islanders. I got the Flyers.
I have Philly, Columbus, and I took Philly.
I have Philly, Tampa Bay, and I took Tampa Bay.
Ooh, oh yeah. Langer loves Tampa Bay.
At the bottom, I have Tampa, Carolina, and I took Carolina.
I got Washington, Boston, and I took Washington.
I got Washington, Boston as well, and I also took Washington.
So your brackets look a lot alike. Okay.
Yeah.
Conference final for the West, I have Vegas, Colorado. I got Colorado in 7. That's going to be a close series.
I have Colorado, St. Louis, and yeah, I don't know. It's tough to put a game on it because it's so far out. Like we're like 1 game into the first round.
Yeah, like so much can change.
But implying that these 2 teams are there, I'm going to go Colorado at 6. I just think they're a powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I also have Colorado, St. Louis, and I'm going to go Colorado in 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we all have Colorado. On the East, I have Flyers and Carolina, or Flyers and Hurricanes. I'm going to go Hurricanes.
my God.
Probably in 6.
Oh my God. Okay. I have Philly, Washington, and I took Washington. I'm going to say in 7.
And then I have Tampa Bay, Washington. I took Tampa Bay.
I really like this Hurricanes team, man.
I can tell.
Stanley Cup final for me, Colorado, Carolina. I'm going to go Colorado in 7. Nazem Kadri wins the cup.
I got Colorado,
my
Washington.
God.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to go Colorado in 6.
Okay, I got Colorado, Tampa Bay, and I go Colorado 6 or 7. Yeah.
So we all have Colorado.
For good reason.
Nazem Kadri.
I really don't think there's much to explain about Colorado.
No.
They're a great team. They have depth everywhere. And like having a tandem goalie in the playoffs, I think, is really useful because you don't have to fully rely on one guy, and 2 guys can share the load. You can have 2 fully rested guys going into a new series.
An underrated reason why they're here is Pavel Francouz has developed into a really good backup.
Sure.
Not even a backup. He's part of this. He's a starter and a backup. He's tandem.
Like, yeah. And then you look at McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog, Kadri, Makar. Like, that is their first power play, I'm pretty sure. And that is terrifying.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to play that.
Their depth forward-wise, their depth defensive-wise, the goalies are solid. It's the most complete team, in my opinion.
For sure. Yeah, they're good both sides of the puck. They can score on you. They can defend. Tandem goalie's good. I like them a lot.
So did you guys do this in the NHL website, by the way, or did you?
I did.
Okay, Luca, how many goals do you have scored?
I got 30.
I got 24. But yeah, definitely see that. All right, so that is our bracket. Probably going to be wrong. The Habs are probably going to upset the Flyers. Just upsets everywhere.
Whoa.
Upsets everywhere, man. Like okay. I watched some guy make a bracket, and he's like, you know what? I'm taking every single upset.
Yeah, that's how you lose a bracket.
There's no way.
Unless you did March Madness like 2 years ago, where like every single upset happened in the league.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Nobody's ever got a March Madness bracket.
Okay. Well, before we end this, I want to ask you guys a question.
I love end episode questions. Yes.
And we're gonna go back to the Leafs on this one.
Oh gosh darn.
It's next season. It's the trade deadline. A move has already happened. Who of the top 4 is gone? Like, what's the most likely scenario you see happening?
Most likely scenario, or most
if the top
like
4
scenario that I want?
Like likely of the top 4.
Yeah.
Nylander is gone.
Yeah,
I think that's the most likely. I'd like if Marner went and we put Nylander on like the 3rd line and he just killed it there.
Yeah, well, the problem with Marner is that contract. No one's going to take it. Nylander's contract is more reasonable, and I think it's the more movable one. And it sucks because you hate to see them go. You hate to see them succeed on other teams, but it's going to be a move that you're going to have to make if you want to succeed.
For sure.
Kyle Dubas shot himself in the wallet.
Kyle Dubas, I know you're listening to us, so.
Yeah, Kyle, what's wrong with you?
Fix your shit.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Follow the Instagram linked in this description. Follow our YouTube. Follow our Spotify. Show us love there. Give us some comments. Who do you think will win the Stanley Cup? And we'll talk to you soon.
Have a good one.
Good day, everyone.
Get on side.